We're live on YouTube and Kick. Hopefully we don't run into trolls. If we do, we're going to cut the podcast short. Well, let's go live on Kick Twitch. What's up, everybody on Twitch? This is Cutter Dog 52. This is a Cutter Dog podcast show. Today we're going to do what we normally do. We're going to do our Reddit reads, our TikToks, maybe some games, and then hopefully we don't have to deal with trolls tonight. Wishful thinking, I know, but all right. That's a sick old beat right there. I was going to pull up my Tap for Tea, my Magic the Gathering company.
Pack openings giveaways are our time to get together every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We crack some packs, have a laugh or two, try to get a big pool, and then we give them away to 2 lucky subscribers. So if you'd like to check us out, tapfortea.com. And for everybody else that's already a subscriber, we appreciate your support.
Maybe that's not the live one right now. Give me a minute. What's today? 26th. Oh, today's Saturday. I'm such a dummy. Fucking TikTok gave me a fucking week ban or some shit like that, or 3-day ban because we were playing Cards Against Humanity, and apparently some of the stuff that we said they don't like. So yeah. Dude, this fucking beat is fucking banging though. Oh, somewhere my volume is turned up. Oh, it was Twitch. There we go. That'll be for when we raid out. So anyway. So welcome. I hope everybody's good out there. Today's April 26th. It's a Saturday. We actually got snow today over here in Nevada. We've had sunny weather, 70 degrees for about the last week. It did get overcast the week before. But nothing happened or whatever, and then all of a sudden today woke up to fucking snow. Speaking of which, I gotta check something real quick, guys. I'll be right back. But trolls, please leave me alone. Alright, but as I was saying, oh, here we go. You know, Bradley, Thomas, and is it Kaya? Can I call you Kaya? But yeah, it snowed today, and it's like April fucking 26th. That's crazy. My other buddy, he was stuck in a storm. But we're just hanging out. We played some Division today. That went somewhat well. But yeah, then I got a TikTok ban for 3 days because we were playing Cards Against Humanity, and that game is probably just a little bit too much for TikTok. And something was said and read on one of the cards, and all of a sudden I look and I see my TikTok live is down, and then I'm like, what the fuck? And then I go, great. Because if anybody's ever played Cards Against Humanity, it's an extremely adult game with very, very intense answers. Like, it's not for the woke world. Like, Cards Against Humanity is not for woke people to play. If you're woke, sensitive, and offended, don't play Cards Against Humanity because you're just going to cry like a bitch the whole time. But it's fucking hilarious, but there's so many inappropriate and crazy things that you can say with, like, that cards you're given and the responses you have to come up with, so... Anyway, how's everybody doing at YouTube, guys? This is my podcast. I usually game stream on this channel, but I converted it also to podcast. For like the things that we do on the screen, guys, you'll have to come over to Twitch. Where if you're going to be just a troll, you'll get blocked there too. You know, I don't understand why people need to feel the need to do that, like the two fucking ass clowns that came in last night. Just harassing me, making comments about the story I was talking about my personal story. And then they decided to come into Discord and uninvitedly welcome themselves into my Discord. And then proceed to start talking shit there, where I then had to ban them and then had to ban several of their accounts on Kick and YouTube. So really, like, if you guys are here to do that, just fucking go somewhere else. I'm like, I'm too broken for that shit. I've been through way too much to want to sit here and deal with it. Find somebody funner to pick on or give shit to or say isn't worthy of a liver transplant or, you know, says I'm old, stupid, ugly, dumb, this is pointless, you'll never be anything. Like, say everything you gotta say. I really don't care. Right? You're not gonna change anything, and you know what? In most of those cases, you might actually be right. Right? I might be worthless. I might not have deserved a liver transplant. I might be fat, stupid, and ugly. You know, this might be the dumbest fucking podcast in the world and the stupidest gaming channel ever. And that's like your fucking absolutely 100% opinion, and you can be right, but it's not going to stop me from doing what I want to do, right? You know, what you people don't know is just like, you know, Eminem said, you're like, don't ever try to judge me, dude. You don't know what the fuck I've been through, because you people don't know me. You just see what you want to see. Hear what you want to see, a guy in his room, and that's fine. This is where it starts. Everybody has to start somewhere. Unless you were spoon-fed like a fucking bitch by a family that had fucking, you know, prude poles shoved up their ass their whole lives, then good for you. But most of us actually work and earn everything that we get, and you know what? Even if this is nothing and never will be nothing, It's not going to change the fact that I'm here because I want to be and I like it. And, you know, I don't need affirmation, and I definitely don't need trolls coming in and, you know, thinking that they're going to, you know, ultimately affect me. Yeah, I mean, things can be said that are hurtful, but at the end of the day, like, I know that I'll pass from this world as a good human being, or at least I fucking tried my hardest, even though Master Yoda says do or do not, there is no try, but in this case, in some situations, all you can do is try. But at least I know I'll fucking lie on my grave and know that, like, I tried to be a decent person. I tried to be humble and kind. Yeah, I made the mistakes I made in my life, but I also am doing things to, like, change, you know, fix the things that I can fix that I fucked up with my alcoholism. So the last thing I need is some fucking millennial, Gen X, whatever generation, who I don't give a fuck who you are, coming in on my YouTube or my TikTok or my fucking Instagram or my fucking Kick or my Twitch, and like basically what's borderline harassment, and then of course it's bullying. But you're not really bullying me because I could give a fuck about your worthless life if you have to come on here and say that I'm worthless because I just want to talk to people and reach out to people, right? So, you know, find either something better to do with your lives or find somebody else to fuck with, right? Because you're fucking with somebody that, like, has nothing to lose, that doesn't give a fuck about what you're doing. Other than it's annoying and it's disrespectful, and I just want to know why. Like, what are you so bored about, you know? And I can tell you that the two people that came in last night were drunk as shit, and then talking to me about a liver transplant, which is going to be funny because there's a day that they're going to be laying in a hospital bed needing a liver, and there's not going to be one available. I'm going to go, ha ha ha, I got it, right? Because if you're going to act like that, then you know what? Karma's going to come back, and it's going to come back ugly, right? I truly believe that. You know, I'm paying my penance for all the bad shit I did, the alcohol that I was, but I'm still fighting to be a better person. People out there, you guys just want to be shitty people. So, I mean, if you want to come in and honestly subscribe and follow the support, be a part of, then that's amazing. That's what I want. Then great. You're welcome here. If you're going to be a fucking useless troll whose existence sucks because you're taking up space that another existence can take up instead of your worthless one, like, go away. Like, go away. Right? It's annoying. It's not entertaining. You're not going to, you know, go talk to your friends about this amazing thing you did to some idiot on the fucking internet who was trying to do a podcast from his fucking bedroom that he probably lives with his parents and fucking yada yada yada. And you know what? You may be right on all aspects, but I'm still fucking here, and I don't want people like you here. So, like, stop coming in and stop fucking, you know, trying to hurt me and hurt something that I'm doing. Go find something better to do with your life than fuck with mine.
Wait, he's popping up. Wait, Jimbo? Jimbo is fine.
So, anyway, figured I would address that and get it out of the way so we don't have to deal with it later. But it looks like it is just me right now, so we're just going to hang out. Probably do some reads here in a little bit, and then I was just trying to take care of some shit. Why does it sound like there's a fucking goddamn bomb going off in my house? People don't know how to fucking shut the door. Why is this like... Well, it must be because it's fully charged. Sorry, I was trying to fuck with my controller. Oh, did I never even come on? What happened? That was weird. It was freaking weird, man. Okay, we're back on track. So anyway, if anybody out there has anything they want to talk about, you're welcome to bring it on here. I'm gonna do some Reddit reads, and then what we do is we take these articles that people put up on Reddit and want to know if they're the asshole or not. You know, I always say in most kind of scenarios, if you have to ask a question like that, the odds are you are. Doesn't mean that you're necessarily in the wrong, but what you did is an asshole move. But we'll find out. So, am I the asshole for telling my sister I won't be her maid? Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. All right. Am I the asshole for telling my sister I won't be her maid of honor because she didn't come to my wedding due to her dog dying? Well, yeah. She lost a family member and missed your wedding because of it. If this is about because it's just a dog thing, then you're already an asshole. Because they're not just fucking dogs, they're family members too. She lost a family member, so she couldn't make it. Now you're gonna fucking not be her maid of honor to your own sister because she was grieving her dog and you didn't like it. So I'm a 20-year-old female, got married last year. It was a small but beautiful ceremony with our closest family and friends. My oldest sister, 32-year-old female, and I have always had a complicated relationship. We're close, but she's also extremely emotional and kind of dramatic. She was supposed to be my maid of honor. 2 days before my wedding, her 14-year-old dog passed away unexpectedly. I was obviously sympathetic, but she called me sobbing, saying she couldn't emotionally handle coming to the wedding because she was too devastated. I tried to talk her down, even offered to have someone bring her home early if it was too much, but she refused and didn't show up. It hurt a lot. She missed one of the biggest days of my life, and I had no maid of honor. We didn't talk much after that. A few months ago, she got engaged and just last week asked me to be her maid of honor. I told her I couldn't. I said I felt hurt. She missed my wedding, and while I love her, I just couldn't pretend like everything was fine. Okay, this is fucking stupid. She got extremely upset, said I was being cold and petty, and that her dog was like her child. Our parents were pressuring me to just be the bigger person. I honestly don't know anymore. Am I the asshole for saying no? Yeah, absolutely. Because they are family members. And this is my point that I always bring up about my daughter. I'm sorry, you guys. My daughter just texted me like, it snowed because I sent her a text like 100 years ago. And she's like, I go, have you been in a box all day? She's like, yeah, I have. And I'm like, it snowed. And she snowed. So, anyway, this one's an easy no-brainer. This lady is a fucking straight-up asshole. Like, your sister was grieving her dog, all right? You know, you just can't, some things you just are going to have to live with. The loss of a family member is is more important to me than her missing your wedding, right? Because you're always going to be her sister. You guys are always going to be each other's lives. You know, you really wanted to be her maid of honor, but you also have to understand. Maybe you move the date. I don't know, but you can't be that mad at her, um, and be that like apart from her, and then be, you know, like, well, I'm not gonna be your maid of honor because you cared too much about your dog. Like, you're a fucking no. You're an asshole. So yeah, this person is clearly an asshole. You know, that's obviously, you know, they don't understand what the loss of a pet means, that it's a family member as well. I mean, would it have been okay if it was her child, like her human child? Then would it have been okay? Because why are you downplaying the value of an animal's life, like a dog's life? Because I bet you because it was a dog, you have a problem with it. But if it was your child, I guarantee you would if it was her child, you would have had no problem with it. Did I say that right? Right? Like you're But yeah, you're devaluing a dog's life and over your wedding, and I know it's important. Don't get me wrong, it's important. You know, you could Skype it, you could, you know, put it on the internet. Like, there's other ways that she could have been there, but been with you know, grieving the loss of her animal. You know, you want her to go from grieving the loss of a family member to celebrating, like, you know, celebrating, right? She's grieving, you want her to celebrate. Those aren't two emotions that you can mix very well, right? Maybe she starts drinking, then you got a whole new set of problems, right? So you refusing to be her maid of honor because you're hurt. She didn't make your wedding because her dog died, and you're devaluing the life of a dog versus a human life. Or God, maybe you would have been the same way over her losing her child. I don't know. But you sound like a real asshole, and so absolutely you get the asshole award for this. So you asked, we answered, I answered. I don't know if anybody else is answering. I don't want to read something about a girl showing their tampon in class. I'm sorry. What the fuck is he yelling at? Damn. Anyway, so let's go on to the next one here. Am I the asshole for not picking the restaurant? Am I the asshole for not picking the restaurant my cousin wanted? A 25-year-old female just recently received a great promotion at work, and I'm really excited about it. Because of this, I decided to invite some family out to dinner to celebrate. I chose a steakhouse, and when my cousin Aria, 32, found out it was a steakhouse, called me to let me know that I had to pick a different restaurant. When I asked why, she explained it was because she was vegan, gluten-free, and also has a new few allergies, and couldn't trust that they wouldn't cross-contaminate her food. I explained to her that there were vegan and gluten-free options, and we could let the restaurant know of her allergies, so everything would be fine. She refused. This sounds like it's a burden to take this person out to fucking dinner, I'll be honest. uh, she refused, saying it doesn't make a difference, and told me if I don't pick a different restaurant, she wouldn't attend, and hung up. Alright, well then, if you don't want to pick a different restaurant, you go without her. And if you don't want to, if she doesn't want to cooperate, then you leave her behind. Because she sounds kind of like a burden anyway. So really, you're saving yourself a lot of hassle at dinner. Because like you can just see dinner is going to be, oh well, this, that. Oh, make sure you don't do this and that. Oh no, this isn't right. Are you sure you did this and that? And you're going to have to hear that all night long. This happened in the past as well. Whenever I want to go out to a restaurant, whether it's an event or a birthday, she has an issue with it, and has been doing this since I was younger. I remember when I turned 16, she told my parents that I had picked a restaurant she couldn't eat at. Because of this, my parents let her pick where we went for my birthday. And she picked one of my least favorite restaurants, and I had no fun. Well, it sounds like there's a little bit of favoritism going on in the family, so that might be a bigger concern that you might want to address. Oops. Clean this fucking thing. So to be honest, I don't really care if she attends or not, so I texted her and let her know that I wouldn't be changing the restaurant. Because of this, she's been going absolutely feral and texting others to not attend because I'm being inconsiderate. I've been asked if maybe I can change the restaurant for her preference, but I denied. Am I the asshole? Well, you're definitely being an asshole, right? You're just, but you're also holding your ground. But, I mean, it's your promotion, it's your dinner. You pick where you want to go. If the people don't want to go or don't want to eat what's there, then you're like, you know what? I'm not going to change for 7 different fucking people. This is where I want to eat, right? It's my motherfucking promotion. So if you want to come celebrate with me, this is where I'm going. If you want to go along for the ride, then hop on. But otherwise, like, STFU, right? Hold up, guys. Let me, sorry, guys, I was just reading this fucking. Where's my fucking server in this list? There it is. Alright, sorry guys. Messaging some new friends out of the GGL Discord. This jam's pretty dope. Alright, sorry guys. Okay. Calm down. Am I the asshole for upsetting my cousin due to my finances? Well, did you like throw your money in your face? If you did that, then yeah. If you're just talking about your money situation, then no. But hydrate. What snacks do I have? Oh, hell yeah. We're going to be sneaking into that. I got taken down because the title, so I reworded it. I'm a 19-year-old female and broke college student, and I'm working part-time at a cafe. But my hours are inconsistent, everything is expensive. My parents help out with what they can, but they're struggling too. Recently, my cousin Nova, everybody in the fucking planet is struggling because everybody from the government up doesn't give a shit about us. So Always remember that. um, Recently, my cousin Nova, 32, announced that she's getting married this summer and invited me to her wedding. I'm happy for her, and I really want to support her, but here's the thing. The wedding is going to be fancy, and there's a dress code, specific colors and styles. I don't own any formal clothes like that, and the thought of having to buy a whole new outfit stresses me out. Okay, well, fucking suck it up, Buttercup. It's all I can say on that. Like, are you fucking... Oh my god, it stresses me out. Oh my god. I have to go shopping, what I love to do all the time, and spend money, what I also probably love to do all the time. So, but I'm really stressed out, so I don't think... like, what the fuck is that? Suck it up, Buttercup, I have to say. I've looked online and decent dresses are way out of my budget. On top of that, Nova sent out a wedding registry and said that everyone should bring a gift off the list. I know a gift is expected, but again, I can't afford anything that's on there. Not with how tight things are right now. I can't even afford anything I need for school. So I decided to be honest with her. I told her that as much as I'd love to be there and support her, it's just not possible for me financially. I explained that the dress code is out of my budget and that I can't afford a gift off the registry, so I wouldn't be able to attend. I tried to be as respectful as possible, but she wasn't happy. She said it was disappointing and that families should support each other and that it wouldn't be the same without me. Yeah, but you also have to understand and respect what's going on with me, right? Now my parents are upset with me too, saying I should go regardless of either figure regardless and either figure out how to get a dress or just put a gift on a credit card. They said I can't miss family events like this and that it's a once in a lifetime thing for Novs. But honestly, I don't want to go into debt for a wedding when I'm already struggling with basic expenses. I can't show up out of dress code because Nova has said how they're spending a lot of money for this moment to be right. Yeah, right. I know. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Am I the asshole for not wanting to go to my cousin's wedding because I can't afford the dress or a gift? I had to edit because I typed her age wrong. She's 32, not 22. No, absolutely fucking not. Like, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. If they want to pay for you to go and get the tickets and stay somewhere, then yeah, fine. But everybody is struggling financially, and the people that aren't, which they might also be and just don't say it. But anyway, anyway, I lost my train of thought. You're not an asshole. It's like, fuck. Hello? Is there anybody out there? This is WKRP in Gardnerville. This is codename Cutter Dog coming at you live. We're on the Cutter Dog podcast show. I'm just a broken man in a small room, just reaching out to all you people out there. What's everybody doing out there tonight? Why don't you come on the Cutter Dog podcast show and we'll all chat up a storm, huh? I know what I'm doing. I'm sitting over here alone, trying to get a podcast to grow, and a gaming channel to grow. Yet sometimes all I ever think about is it even worth it? When you look around and you see like no numbers, nobody coming through, no type of support, which is not required anyway, but it's just, when you see it, happening to other people, you just kind of envy that. And not in a money grubbing way, just in a like, it just harkens to my whole philosophy that I just want to be a somebody, and I don't think I ever am going to be. You're supposed to do that with the beginning half of your life, and I did not. I chose to drink. So I'm trying to cram an entire life into what might be less than even half a life. So when I put it up and I see zeros and maybe ones, which are, Twitch, and stuff gives you a free fucking viewer. And even then, after that, you don't know if it's a bot, if it's someone actually enjoying it, your content, or someone just whatever. You just start to wonder. So, you have to talk yourself, back up into the grind every day when it just seems like it's not going anywhere. And so I get it when like these trolls come in, right? I mean, I'm just like literally a nobody. I'm a speck of dirt sitting in a room somewhere. And the world is just going on around me. Most people are... I'm probably not a thought even on the minds of people that are aware that I'm actually alive. So it's a pretty empty and lonely feeling to know that you're just really outside of the room that I'm sitting in podcasting right now to absolutely probably nobody. I don't even know what the sentence was that I started with. Anyway, it's just sad and lonely. Like, you're just existing. Right? No kids around. My daughter lives with her mom. No animals. I lost my dog 4.5 years ago. Almost 4.5 years ago. And, my parents lost their puppy last Christmas. So there's no animals. I'm not dating. I don't go out. I don't have a vehicle. I lost it a long time ago when it broke down, and I just sold it to someone that wanted to fix it up. And then I got sick, and then I had a transplant, and, I haven't driven since. I do need to go get a license, but I haven't driven since. So if there is anybody out there listening who just wants to chat, I'm just a dude. I just wanted to be I just want it to be known that I exist. Just floating through a universe and a world that's just, it seems to just be going on around me, and I'm just sitting here. I'm not sure what's going up, what's going down, who I can trust, who really cares, who misses me, who likes me, who wants to talk to me. I have all these dreams, and I just wonder if they're even going to happen, even half of them that I potentially could still achieve. Some of them are fucking gone. So, normally, like, on Kick and YouTube, it just, I don't know. This is whatever. Talking like anybody is listening, it's rough. Oh, what happened to what's his face? I gotta tab this guy up here real quick. Wait, I thought he said he was going live right now. Did I get the wrong person? No, it's not on right now. What the fuck? Who told me that they were getting ready to go live? I thought it was this guy. Oh, soon. Got a gentleman that I met in Discord. That's funny. You know, I have like 82 followers on fucking Kick, and probably 75 of them have all just been like scam fucking people or Discord scammers or what have you. You know, I'm talking to empty airwaves, so what's the fucking point, right? Anybody could fucking just turn something on and say they're on a fucking podcast. Alright, but to have a podcast, you actually have to, have topics, which I do, We'll place the podcast and the equipment, which I do. The desire and like to talk, and I do. What I don't have is an audience. And yeah, I'm starting out, but, even having done this for 6 months and streaming for 8 months, it's like, sometimes it just doesn't feel like anything's happening. I mean, all I'm getting are fucking, these things like this bot that, just comes in or, whatever, saying, hey, I like your stream. You're really good streaming. I know a way to get you like a bunch of followers that you're making like $1,000 a day or some shit like that. Just, message me in Discord. Like, what the fuck, dude, right? Like, can't you just be a cool human being and go, hey, what's going on in here? And then just ask me questions and then be like, this guy's actually a cool dude trying to do a cool thing. And eventually, if I make money from this, it'll go into this, so things will look different in the background and we'll have more fun with stuff. But right now, if you just fucking come in to be a fucking troll like the two clowns from yesterday, or you're just a bot, like, I think there comes a time, a reality that you have to face in certain things, right? The reality of things like that you'll never do anything with your life. The reality that even though you put all your all into something, it's just not going to happen. The reality of being alone. the reality of not being able to change or fix things that you fucked up because you drank for 34 years and almost died. And then, you know, like you're depressed as fuck. Like people don't understand, like, I might have got my life back, you know, with the assistance of another person's, you know, donation. But, you know, they didn't give me life and happiness with the liver transplant, although I'm happy to be alive. People need to understand the difference between being happy to be alive and being happy in life, right? Two very different things. I'm ecstatic to be alive, but I don't have a fucking happy life, right? I don't have anything. I have my room and my setup. No car, no real money, no companionship, no, whether it be a girlfriend, a wife, a fucking, you know, your pet. So it's amazing how you can feel alone in something that is basically in a world of millions and millions of people. Like, I'm sitting here with the potential that millions and millions of people can come see this or come hear this or come talk to me or whatever. And when you just see zeros, you just feel like an inconsequential little dot. And just a fucking sea of, like, just the world that's going on without a fucking care that you exist. So we sit here and we talk mostly to ourselves, to myself. You know, maybe this time next year it'll be different. We'll have, 50 people in here chatting. Hell, I'll take 5 people. uh, well, why did we need to do this in the first place? Let's read this one. What'd she say? Am I the asshole for ruining my boyfriend's family dinner by bringing my own food? Well, I guess we gotta find out why you brought your own food and why you ruined it. Did the food come in with you ruin it? I'm 28 years old and I have been with my boyfriend for about a year. I have several food allergies, gluten, dairy, and shellfish. My boyfriend's family invited me over for a big homemade dinner. I told his mom ahead of time that I have allergies. They already know this, but I remember them. But I remember them because I've had a couple of incidents with them because of this. What the fuck are you talking about? The parents? And she said, "Don't worry, we'll have something for you." Okay, so I'm assuming with these people. When I got there, everything had at least one ingredient I couldn't eat. I didn't want to make a fuss or go hungry, so I discreetly pulled out a Tupperware meal I made at home and started eating it. My boyfriend's mom looked offended and said I was being disrespectful and that I didn't trust her cooking. Later, my boyfriend told me I embarrassed him and should have eaten around the allergens. My boyfriend's mom looked offended and said I was being disrespectful and that I didn't trust her cooking. Later, my boyfriend told me I embarrassed him and should have just eaten around the allergens to keep the peace. Okay, well, like, how do you eat around gluten? Right? I understand, like, a peanut or an ingredient. Like, okay, food allergies, gluten, dairy, and shellfish. Okay, well, it's all fine and good to attempt to eat around shellfish, but it's also cooked into whatever the dish is, unless it's just plopped on top of there. But yeah, nobody took consideration of this lady's habits. The husband was pretty heartless, and the mom was being a bitch. I mean, it sucks for to have people with so many food allergies to try to cook for them and make them all happy. Uh, Man, just come fucking, just come over to YouTube so I can just talk to you and I don't have to fucking text the whole time. Sometimes I hate texting, and sometimes I hate talking on the phone, but I can't type in text for shit. And sometimes when I have to type long text, then I realize I fucking made like 50 fucking errors. So then I try to go back and fix it, and then I'm just spending the whole time fixing the whole entire fucking text message. So anyway, you're not the asshole. The way they reacted to you makes them the assholes, so for sure. What does that say? Am I the asshole for filling up? Am I the asshole filling up one recycling bin in a shared kitchen after taking it out? I honestly don't even know what the fuck you just said. Yeah, I don't understand what the fuck he said. Or what he means. For filling up, am I asshole? Filling up one recycle bin in a shared kitchen. Excuse me, after taking it out. I live in a student accommodation. 8 people shared kitchen, shared hallway. Damn, 8 fucking people. Fuck that. That's all. Well, you might as well just basically call it a dorm. Shared hallway, our own rooms, since September 24. I use the kitchen like 5 minutes per day, or less than 5 minutes per day. Rarely enter there. Typically, I'm in my own room. The other people dislike me. I won't go into the entire background into the past, but I just don't think they are good people. Anyways, there's a bin, rota for the kitchen trash. There's a bin, ROTA. What's that? Recycle. Whatever. 2 recycle bins, the trash, and then the food waste. I typically just take out my own garbage from my room. So when the bin in rota. What the fuck? Okay, I gotta look this up, you guys. I don't know what that is. Bin rota? Is that like a written in stone kind of thing? Dude, when it comes up, it's like something like of another language. I don't know what the fuck that is. What the fuck? I'm guessing it's some kind of fucking storage? I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what it is. A bin rota, maybe it's an area of the house or something, the storage area where recycle bins and garbage are and stuff, maybe. Anyway, I typically just take them out my own garbage from my room. So when the bin rota in October was implemented by the people in the kitchen, again, or it's an agreement, I don't fucking know. And I looked it up and some weird shit came up. Uh, Alright, let's see if I can get a friend to help me out. Anyway. I'll be real, I've been an alcoholic and somewhat of a conflict with them in the past. I felt like I should have taken, I shouldn't have to. Alright, I'll be real, I've been an alcoholic and somewhat of a conflict with them in the past. I don't understand what this person is saying. I felt like I shouldn't have to take out the kitchen trash due to me not contributing to it at all back then. So I was pity and filled both recycling bins back up with stuff from my room. Sometimes into the kitchen trash after taking it out, and due to my alcoholism, I felt it was justified. What the fuck is this person saying? Due to your alcoholism, it was justified for you to do what? Stuff shit from your room into the trashes? Is that what he's saying? Oh yeah, I don't know. I can ask somebody. Oh no, there's nobody to ask. Due to my alcoholism, I felt it was justified. Also, I wasn't an entirely moral, rational person. Okay, I'm starting to wonder about this person. Never had too many issues with them harassing me over it. Occasionally, they'd add me to the WhatsApp, GC, and Yap, but never like this. Anyways, had a medical emergency 2 weeks ago, was in the hospital for a week. They know this as I text one of them to call an ambulance for me. Been sober since. And I just want to be left alone as I'm physically and mentally suffering. But 2 days ago, it was my turn on the bin rota. Again, what in the fucking hell is that? I don't believe you. I don't know what that is. I need someone to look it up. I need to look it up. Two days ago, it's my... So, this dude is clearly a fucking... This guy's an alcoholic. And it sounds like he's just telling us that, really. And then... Something about... Because he's an alcoholic, it was justified that he filled up the kitchen trashes with his trash. I'm very confused. I think this person wrote it drunk, to be honest. Nah, I'm just trying to get a rise out of you. Because you come in all incognito and shit. You don't even text or whatever in the chat. They would tell me all day about my turn on the rota whenever they saw me. I recall one of them saying that I better not fill it up so I don't do it that night. And fill up one of the kitchen recycling bins with empty stuff from my room. I genuinely feel this was fair. I don't understand what the fuck he's... I'm not immediately forcing all of them to do the trash again, and I feel like it's reasonable for me at least to contribute towards the kitchen trash in some form if I'm taking their stuff out. I don't understand what the fuck is going on. So this guy is a drunk, is an alcoholic, and he admitted it to us. So he's saying that, he doesn't want to have to deal with their trash because he stays away from them because he doesn't like them. And they have this thing called a bin rota, which I still don't know what this is. And then now he feels it's fair because he's an alcoholic to take some of his garbage and put it in theirs, then take it out if he's being forced to take it out. So they're saying, and then it's telling him, you take out the trash, but don't fill it up with yours. But he's saying, I'm an alcoholic. I think it's justified to fill up my trash with theirs and take it out. Okay. That's the fucking shit that I have to read. Because I have my stupid teeth in. And I'm not used to them, so it makes me talk funny. But thank you for pointing that out. Half asleep because I'm not in a great mood. Do you want me to be woo woo? I'm just chilling. Just thinking, and then when I think, I just get all somber. How are you? That's why I hate, because they're on the bottom right here. And they feel funny. It feels like I'm fucking, it feels like I have a dip. So that's probably why you hear that. Yes, a little woo would be good. Okay. Woo woo. There, how about that? Just for you over there on YouTube. Anyway, this is a weird one, dude. This is a fucking... But that's the things, those are the things drunk people do, so... But I don't even know what to fucking say. I don't know who to call the asshole in this. You know, you just don't get along with a bunch of dudes, but you're a drunk, so you stay away from them because you do your drinking by yourself, because you don't like them. So when they force you to have to take out the trash, you feel like it's right for you to take all your drinking bottles and all your beer trash, throw it in with theirs, so that way when you take it out, you're not just taking out their trash only. It sounds like maybe they don't like you because you drink all the time. And all you ever do is have beer bottles around or something. Trust me, I know, I've been there. So, was that better? Okay. As long as it's better for you, I want to make sure that you're coming on the Peppy podcast. Cutter's Peppy podcast. Say that for 5 times fast. No, but that the global gaming league that I talked to you about. Do you remember that? The video game sports league. I told you I got invited into their Discord and stuff. They are doing a fantasy league, a fantasy football league, and then it's tomorrow. I think is the draft tomorrow night at 5. Oh fuck! I'm supposed to be in Discord. Shit. Shit, I'm gonna have to rearrange my schedule. Because I got to make this draft. Because yeah, I'm gonna be in a fantasy football league with members from the Global Gaming League, and who knows? It could be one of the celebrities that run the team. Like they have them that fucking come in and out of that server. You know, it's crazy, man. It's fucking amazing being in there. So. So we have to stretch. So I always forget that this is why you won't. How come you won't? Do you have a personal computer? I'll spare saying your name there, even though everybody, if they were to come on YouTube, could see it. But we'll call you KS. Yeah, these things make me talk with like a lisp or a slur, and if I take them out, then it's like I look like a fucking crack addict, so. I just hate that I have to have them. What do you mean, what? What do you mean, what? Did I say something? Alright. I don't know where to look anymore. You're popping in on YouTube, but then you're texting on the freaking phone. Like, where are you? You're everywhere. See, you're on this side. You're on this side. You're right here. Yes, that's my heart side. You're looking at a camera. I'm on my phone. No, I don't hate what you're doing. I'm just saying, like, you're over here. I'm like, I need viewers and followers. So, like, come hang out on YouTube, but then you're texting over here on the phone, and I'm like, you're everywhere, but that's okay, because you've always been everywhere, right? On the left, on the right, inside, upside. I almost said downside, but we won't get into the walk of shame again. I don't think people want to hear that fucking story, so. Yeah, you dick. I can already tell you right now. You're surrounded, I know. I'm surrounded, yet I just somehow just can't seem to latch onto it and lock it down. 50, 30 some years later. You know, you got to figure if you're trying something for 33 years and it hasn't happened, it ain't ever gonna fucking happen, right? But I can look at it this way, and it speaks to my character as far as the fact that I'm persistent and consistent, even when there's no hope, right? You did it a long time ago. See, this is a part of my fucking transplant that I hate, or having this. I'm not sure what you were referring to, because I started talking about something and rambling on, and then I read your comment, and I already left behind the comment that I said. So you'll have to forgive me, but woo woo. But what did you say on your personal computer? That's what I was thinking of. Hold on. On my phone, not on my personal computer. Yeah, but do you have like, are you at home? If you're at home, do you have a phone or a tablet or a personal computer where you're allowed to, like, do stuff that you want to do? Like, your computer that has your porn on it, which one is that? Where is that one? All three? So if you have all three, how can you not, like, go on Twitch? Okay, yeah, you don't have to spell it out for me. I got you. Phone, computer, and tablet. I just said that, right? I know, because I'm losing all my brain cells. Help me out. Thank you. So you have a phone, a computer, and a tablet. So how come you cannot go access Twitch just to help me out and be your buddy? I thought you forgot. I did, actually, for a second. Is that what you could tell by the pause? To be honest, I tried to play it off like I was just pausing dramatically. I honestly 100% forgot what I said, and that's what pisses me off the most. Is that I'm sick and I hate that the fact that I say something And if I've already moved on to the next thing, I'll forget what the fuck you're referring to when you answer me. So, so yeah, you caught the pause. That was the pause of I wasn't sure what I was talking about, and I was trying to quickly look for any clue that would get my memory back on track before anybody noticed that I was taking too long to continue the statement. So, what was everything called in Chico that you took me to? Oh, you mean tubing down the Sac River? Fuck yeah, man. I remember doing that. That shit would have been fun without the drinking. God, I wish I could go back and do that without the drinking. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Tubing down the Sac River. Fuck yeah. Oh, that was Bear, it was just, I think it was just Bear Lake. No, Bear, oh man, yeah. That was that creek where that dude dove and fucking split his head open under the water, right? Bear hole, that's it, the bear hole. That's right, yeah, we called it a bear hole. I think I remember going there sometime before I took you, and there was a girl in a bathing suit that was the American flag. And I said a little too loud, God bless America. But the bear hole, yeah, when you and I went, were you there when the guy dove? Was it with you that we went and the guy dove and split his head open under the rock? Or on the rock under the water? Yeah, I have this friend, well, she's more than a friend, but she came to see me in Chico one time. And, oh, that wasn't the time then? So we just went up there. Well, I used to go up there with my buddies too, okay? And you have to understand something, that since the transplant, my memories of some things are pieced, and I only see certain things of it. So you'll have to forgive me. But I used to go with the guys off on my floor all the time. So all I'm saying is the time that you and I were there together was at the time the guy split his head open. So clearly it wasn't. But I remember taking you up to the bear hole, yes. And then I remember, yeah, so we go to this bear hole. It's a place called the Bear Hole. It was just a big swim hole up in the rock, up in the mountains above Chico. And when I went by with some of my buddies, not another girl, even though really, even if it was, it really shouldn't matter because I'm not the one that's, locked down. So anyway. So I go to this place. I took my friend here, that my close friend of mine. We'll call her Fuzzball for lack of a better name, because we don't want to use her real name. But she went there, and it was just a big swim hole. And this guy, when I went with buddies, we were all chilling, and he dove off the rock, but he dove too far to the right of this rock area where they're like, don't jump there. And he came up with a big fucking 2-inch gash in his fucking skull, blood gumming down his face. Ambulance came, and then like shortly thereafter, after everything was cleared up, everybody just went back to drinking and jumping in the water like nothing had happened. Beer bottles floating by. No, that's what we used to do when we did the Sac River. Then when I took my same very, very close person to me, Fuzzball, I would take her tubing on the Sac River. And what you would do is you'd get 2 sets of cars, and everybody would drive to the bottom where this basically you floated down a section of the Sacramento River on inner tubes. So and then it stopped at a certain point. So everybody would go park a car down there. Because eventually you were all going to float down and not be in a car, right? So everybody's putting that puzzle piece together, right? I didn't have to explain that, but so you'd park one car down there, and then everybody would pile into the other car, and then you would go up to the starting area. And at the starting area, of course, they had the inner tubes for you. I think some people bought their own and then brought them, but you would pay like $6 or something like that for a single, and then there was ones where you could do two. And you would just hop in these inner tube, and you would have beer with you, and you would float coolers. People, we would tie coolers. Uh, Again, just remember when I say this, I neither condone nor like any of this anymore. These are just the stories that I have as an alcoholic. I don't have a whole lot of stories in my former life that don't involve alcohol. And so I don't condone going out and doing this by any means, but at the time I thought it was a good time, and I had a good time at the time, but at the same time I was killing myself slowly, so and then you would just float the river. We'd have beers, and we used to just we would float with friends, right? And then if like a buddy in front of you, you're like, hey, dude, I need a beer, right? Like the guy with the beer floated away from you. You're like, yo, dude, I need a beer. He would just leave it in the river. Like he would just take it out of the cooler and let it float in the river, because I would eventually just come floating right by where he was, and he would just scoop it out of the river. Like we had a very effective system. You sound so much happier now compared to earlier. Well, technically it's because I actually have somebody to talk to. Most of the time the airways are just empty, and I'm hoping people hear me. And one day that we have a stage and a studio, but those are dreams. So when I don't have people to talk to, I just start to talk about myself. But yeah. And then, you would drink the whole way down, and so by the time you get down to where you'd stop, it was like 3 hours, right? So imagine floating down a river for 3 hours, the distance you could get, right? And then, so then by the time you get down to the end, then there was a place halfway down called Beer Can Beach where everybody stopped halfway to dump all their empty beer cans. And literally this was allowed because they were like, it's better than them just throwing everything in the river and polluting the ground and the bushes and the animals. So they're like, drop all your shit off here because we know you're going to drink and float. And then they would clear the beach and recycle everything. So it was a fair trade. We'll let you float and drink, but we're going to recycle all the beer cans and don't leave any garbage behind. And so it worked fine. And so, so by the time you got to where you stopped, you'd have drunk legs and water legs. You know what it's like, right? When you float in water, or you swim all day, or you float on a raft, you have those what are called sea legs when you get back to the land, right? You still feel the water and the movement in your fucking legs. So now put together that you're drunk, right? People are falling everywhere, puking everywhere. Like, it was madness. But it like I said, at the time, I didn't personally puke, but at the time, did I have a good time? It's kind of like hard for me to say, sadly, but yeah, I did have a good time. But I wish I could have had that same time now without the alcohol. Things would have gone a whole lot different. Then I would have probably finished the fucking school I was in and not, drunk out of it. People say I flunked out of it, but in reality, I drunked out of it. So, but yeah, we used to have, that was pretty fun. It's time. But I have to get some, so since you're here, change the subject, but so I had my GI doctor appointment on Friday. I told you that, didn't I? Did I tell you that? And I had to take medical transportation because our car's getting totaled. No Hannah this weekend. No. She, and yes, everybody knows my daughter. Most of the people that come through here know my daughter, so. They call her Cutter Jr., actually. Most people on Twitch call her Cutter Jr. And they're really good to her when they come in the stream if she's taking over my stream. We usually don't put her on camera. Sometimes she is if I'm around, so. But no, not this weekend with the car, everything going on with the vehicle. And then I had asked her moms about maybe the first weekend of May, and then of course, like like is notorious with her mom. She doesn't fucking respond until it's convenient for her, right? So I'm gonna have to ask again. But I'm hoping to get her like the first weekend of May, maybe the second weekend, and then, as was agreed, and my ex even brought it up, that have my daughter for a substantial amount of time this summer, like maybe potentially up to a month, whatever my daughter wants, but like that's what she's saying, so we'll see. So unfortunately, no. What would be cool is to have you call in and her call in and she could meet you. That would be amazing. But unfortunately it wouldn't be like, oh, guess what, honey? I want you to introduce you to the girl that your daddy's going to spend the rest of his life with. No, this is going to be like, yeah, this is the one that got away, honey. But yeah, you guys should both call in. She called in on the podcast not that long ago to talk about some stuff with me, and then yeah, you guys should both call in. Call in to WKRP Cutter Dog Podcast Show on Twitch, where we have a good time with everything. Something like that. It would be good. When are you ever going to actually call in? And by call in, realistically, I'd have to have her come in Discord, and since you won't come in Discord, I'd have to have you call the phone, but we can make that happen. If you want to talk to her, I'll get her ass in here. Anytime, any day. Be like, this is an amazing person who's been there my whole entire life, who I was always just one step short of just locking down. But that's because between me and her was a bottle of alcohol. Why don't you call in right now and talk to me? It's a good podcast topic. Reminisce with an old friend that, I mean, for a patch there, we didn't talk to each other again for what was it? Well, what? Was I already out of, what was the last time I talked to you about? I mean, were you there when my liver transplant? She knows of you. Yeah, of course she does. I've talked to her I've told her 1,000 times, Karen, I've talked to you plenty of times. With her like there, and then she asked who that is, and I've said, oh, it's, who you are, so she knows of you. I can tell you right now, like, if it was like you and I were going to get together, she would approve of you, like, beyond like a doubt. Like, my daughter and you would probably click like you could not imagine. You guys have a lot of similarities, so not that that's happening, but it's a dream. Not a dream because it's not attainable, but like, she would absolutely adore you. Like, you guys would be buds. I could see it. So she'd probably get along with your daughter too. I talked to you before, during, and after the transplant. You did? Well, technically you couldn't talk to me during the transplant, but like I said, I can't always remember a lot of things. I thought that up until you saw me on TikTok, that you and I weren't talking for a while. And that was after I had been home, right? But we've had a few gaps. I think I pissed you off once too, and when there was a gap where we didn't talk. But yeah, I have gaps in my memory and I place things in my memory that are like in the wrong order. Like when I think that I was rushed to the hospital for, when I ended up going in a coma, that was what happened. My story of what happened getting there is different than what I guess actually happened. So my incident was of a totally different time. So I talked to you while I was in the hospital. Was I in Stanford or Reno? That's gonna make me like a little emotional because I don't remember that, and that kind of bothers me. When did you talk to me? Maybe you just need to spark my memory. What do you mean in May, or do you mean when I was actually in the hospital getting my transplant and stuff? Because I don't honestly remember. Yeah, that's I don't remember. Did I send pictures and stuff when I was doing that? Yeah, I don't know the time. I'm really sorry. Uh, I don't even remember like when I started using my phone again, to be honest. So was I still hospitalized like post transplant or pre transplant when I talked to you? Did we have good did we have good conversations at least? Because it could have been our last conversations. And I don't know if I said anything like no, it just bothers me. I hate that I don't remember that. Like because I don't want it to devalue that like you and I did talk and I can't remember speaking to you. So I don't like that. Yeah. Yeah, I just think I remember talking to you after I got home saying that like I was home and alive or something. And then I thought there was like where we just you weren't it was like after you had asked me a couple times like what had happened and I explained it to you and then I think we weren't talking or if we were I don't remember. Before and after, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't Uh, yeah, I don't really remember. Yesterday when I went to my GI doctor, the nurse there remembered me, or the nurse assistant, or the whatever, the one that took me back there and then came in to. I think it's nurse's assistant, to do the blood pressure and all that. She's like, wait. She's like, I remember you. Hell, the fucking. You guys want to hear a fucking crazy story? So, well, first of all, I remember sometimes a lot of the people that helped me, not by name, but that I remember them by face. But this girl at my GI doctor didn't, uh, yo, Mr. Werewolf, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming in. But she's like, I remember you. She goes, yeah, I remember you have the liver transplant. And I go, I'm so terribly sorry. I thought I was pretty good at remembering everybody that I came in contact with when I was going through this. But unfortunately, I don't remember you. And the fact that you remember me and I can't remember you bothers me because I feel like that means that I should remember you. But here's the crazier thing, right? So I had to take a medical transportation. Listen to this, and fuzzball. So I had to get medical transportation. They call it MTM. I use it because I have Medicaid, and if you go to a doctor's appointments, they help you. Well, they took me all the way from where I live to the Reno. It was just 45 minutes away because that's where all my primary stuff is. And so the guy came to pick me up, and then he dropped me off. And as I got back in the car and we started talking back on the way, he goes, I know I remember you now. He goes, I remember you because when I turned here, I remember bringing someone here, and it was that you were an alcoholic, and then you were, and I said that was probably. He goes, yeah. He goes, it was you. I go, yeah. I said when I got sick, I used to use the medical transportation here in Reno because I had no one to I couldn't drive. I was too sick. And I didn't have a car, so no one could drive me around. So I used to use the medical transportation. And I go, you know what? The more you talk, I think I remember because I know there were 3 specific people that I had to use. So this guy that took me to this fucking thing, literally like 2 years almost after I got sick, right? This guy ended up giving me rides to my doctors. when I was sick, and then now 2 years later, when I go to do a follow-up after being alive and surviving a liver transplant and everything else, that same dude is giving me a fucking ride. Like, I mean, it's pretty crazy. And I said, dude, you got yourself a story at least, right? Because, you know, at one point you were picking up a guy that was probably, well, was basically, you know, had his family told was going to die, right? And now you're picking him up, taking him to a doctor's appointment 2 years fucking later, right? I don't know. I think stories are what, like, define, like, people. I love stories like that because I have a story everywhere I fucking go. I can't go anything, and I love stories. Don't just tell me, like, where'd you go? I went to the store. Like, tell me what the fuck happened. Like, I want the story. And so that to me is amazing because the same guy, I randomly have to, you know, take a medical transportation to my doctor, you know, yesterday, and it's the same guy that picked me up when I used to live in Reno and was getting sick and needed to use the same service. Like, yeah, I know it's like, oh, what are the same area, whatever, but realistically, those are some pretty big odds, regardless of everything, that he's going to take the same guy that he drove around that was sick and dying, and then 2 years later happens to pick him up again, going to the same doctor, but now he's, you know, alive and healthy. Like, that's got to be, I don't know. I think those are cool stories. Those are why I podcast, is to tell stories like that. Whether other people are like, okay, no big deal. It's amazing to me, right? But then again, not everybody goes through the fact that they, you know, had your parts shuffled around. So I don't know. It's just fun. It's just, yeah, it's a good story. But isn't that crazy? So, anyway, I might have got off track a little bit. Sorry. Anyway, sorry, I was on the rant, Mr. Werewolf. How's your day going, buddy? You'll probably hear a ton more stories that surprise you. What do you mean by that? I'm going to hear more stories? Who am I going to hear these stories for, and why are they going to surprise me? Hearing you talk makes me think of some of the things I've been through that would make good stories. Yeah, that's what this is all about, man. Telling the shared stories. So if you got some fucking stories, I'll tell you what. If you don't want to, like, come on Discord or talk or any of that stuff, dude, email. I keep telling people, if they hit up my email, I will read anything online that they on the podcast. And I tell people, send in stories or jokes or anything. So if you got stories, dude, send them in an email. I'll give you my email address. I have no problem. Because I always live by this creed. I don't care if you take my email address. If you abuse it or use it, it's getting read, name and all, on the podcast, right? So whatever you send to me, whether you're trying to fuck with me or be honest with me, is going to be read on the podcast. So just remember that if you see my email or I give it out. But if you want to do stories that way, dude, I would love to do that. I'll read them online and then we could talk about them. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm absolutely down. You'll probably hear a ton more stories that surprise you, things you don't remember. Oh, but I don't. What do you mean here, though? Like, are you going to tell me these stories? Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't remember. But yeah, dude, if you want, I'll drop my email and you can send stories there or whatever. Because I think I know you said you're not like big on like discords and all that shit. So just a thought. And right now I can't drop the Discord link. Oh, you're in it, so never mind. But I just meant. Oh, I meant you can. I can anyway. If you want to send the email, dude, let me know. But yeah, I have a lot of fucking stories. Unfortunately, most of the stories that I have, unless it's about my work, up until the very end where I did drink on a job, all my stories involve alcohol other than when I was working, all the way up until the very end of when I was working. So I guess technically, yeah, all my stories involve alcohol at some point or another. So that kind of sucks. My news stories don't. Right? Streaming and podcasting sober, I do. So that's pretty cool. And actually, if before when I drank, I never played video games if I wasn't drinking. Like I would literally get to the point where I would pout and refuse to just do anything if I couldn't play video games and drink. So the first time I ever played a video game when I got homesick, or actually when I was in the hospital, I was able when I was staying in a hospital hotel, I was able to fire up my laptop and download some games and play. In fact, I played with my buddy a couple times. But that was the first time I ever played video games sober. And I started drinking when I was 19. So when I say ever, I mean ever. That was stories like you were telling about the nurses and the transport guy, your parents, etc. Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. I need to check something. Give me 1 second. I have to send this off real quick. But I think we're good, right? This is there is one story that I could tell here. It's kind of mind blowing. Yeah, if you want to tell it, and then I'll read it in chat. That would be great, dude. Fucking go for it. That's what we're here for. We're all about fucking stories, right? What's his damn name again? Priest, that's it. Alright, sorry for that. Just bear with me, I type slowly. Hey, dude, I'm the same fucking way, dude. And it's even worse now because of my lack of capacity of being able to type. It takes me a while to just get out a sentence because I have to retype the whole fucking thing and correcting errors and shit. So I got you, dude. Alright, so we got Mr. White Werewolf in Twitch here that's going to tell us the story, so I'm going to read it, but he's got to type it, so we're going to just chillax. Okay, what did we pull up here? Oh, that's right, we're waiting for Mr. Werewolf. We're just chilling. What the fuck is this thing talking about? You can't hear it over on YouTube or Kick, but I've just got, because music is copyrighted, so I'm trying to play the music that Streamlabs provides, and whatever the fuck they're doing right now sounds like some weird fucking cultish, like fucking South Virginia church sermon or something going on. Did I just offend a lot of people? I don't think I care. You can't have a conversation if you're not pissing somebody else off, right? That was weird. I feel like I was in an inappropriate like church sermon or something. Like if we don't get out now, like we're gonna be like dinner. like let's fucking go. I wish we had taken pictures a long time ago. Well, you say that we have some pictures, but I don't know if we have any together. Probably look online. It's like that techno shit or something. God damn. That was an interesting choice for me, huh? I remember when I used to do that. I used to wear fucking, jorts, jean shorts, a flannel tied around my fucking waist, goddamn fanny pack, and fucking Poison t-shirt, and fucking long hair. Like I was like the fucking Trickster videos, right? With the grease, the fucking dude with the long hair and the tank top and the fucking flannel tied around his jorts and his boots, like his like boots for fucking shoes. Yeah. I was a trickster video. That's what I was. Well, I did have one era of a trickster video. Hell of a valuable streamer. I verify that you have very followers. You talk fucking weird, you fucking scam piece of non-human shit. I don't know. It's fucking. Oh, I'm already banned for 3 days on TikTok, so I don't give a fuck. No, I mean of specific days. What does I feel? Oh, okay. Yeah, I had my long hair for a while. It took me years to grow that shit. Believe it or not, guys. Yeah, I had long hair. Uh, I was a rocker, man. I was a rocker. I went to Poison concerts. I went to Trickster, Firehouse, fucking Warrant, fucking Skid Row, fucking Scorpions, Mr. Big, Great White, fucking Bullet Boys, Ozzy, AC/DC, fucking Poison, Trickster, Firehouse, Slaughter. Goddamn, fuck yeah, man. No, I mean jeans, not jorts. And oh, okay. And absolutely no fanny pack in my memory. Oh, okay. Did I used to dress like that? Poison on Warrant without you? Yeah, you were busy having boyfriends. Let's be clear. That's why you didn't get to go to the Poisons and Warrants with you. You missed the greatest Warrant. You know what? I could play a video for you. Do you want to know a true story? This is a true story. When I went to see Warrant, Trickster, and Firehouse down in Great America, and I could pull up you guys the very video that I'm in. You don't see me ever, but I'm at the concert that this video is of. But I went to a concert at Great America, and it was Poison, Trickster, and Firehouse, and they did a show. MTV showed up. Pauly Shore was there. They recorded a video, and if you go online and Google Warrant, Trickster, Firehouse together, and MTV, that video will play up. I was in that stands. I was in the stands. I was in the audience at that very show. The only video that exists of that fucking song, of that concert, was me in there. So I think it was pretty fucking cool. So when you picked me up at my house to go out, oh yeah. You're bringing up the old school days. Yeah, I tried to dress to impress, but I don't know if I ever did. Yeah, man, this girl, man, I was in love with this girl. Holy shit. I followed this girl around like a lost puppy. Just like, please, please love me. Please be mine. Like, for fucking, what is it now? How long has it been now? 30-something years? Like this, and this person like doesn't understand it. Like if she said like, cool, I'm coming up there, I'm getting you, and we're moving to Montana, and we're bringing Hannah with us. She doesn't realize like that I would have no problem whatsoever doing exactly that. Right? It's the one that got away, but you know that like at any point in your life you would drop exactly everything and be like, like, yo, this is what I've been fucking trying to get, right? So it's one of those, like the one that got away, but if she said, come here, snapped them fucking fingers and said, get over here, boy, I'd be like a puppy coming to its, owner, like, yes, ma'am, what do you want? All right, give me a second. I'm going to read the story that Werewolf is telling us, but when you picked me up at my house to go out, hold on. Okay, well, you hold on to that, Miss Fuzzball. So hold on while I read this story, but Mr. Werewolf says, my grandfather served in the Navy during World War II. He was a Seabee, part of the island hopping company or campaign. After taking one of the islands, he found a Japanese sword on the body of a dead Japanese Marine officer. He brought it home as a spoil of war. When he passed away, the sword came to me. Years before he passed away, I had been serving in the army and met a beautiful Japanese woman that almost became my second wife. Okay, this sounds like you took this out of a book. Long story short, she ended up going back home, and I never saw or heard from her again. Okay, so there's got to be more because, okay, so you still have the fucking sword, so that thing's probably, like, uber valuable. And then you met this lady that you thought you were going to marry, and she went home and you never saw or heard from her again. Oh, motherfucker, you just heard from her, didn't you? Like, something like she came in your stream, dude. Oh my god, please tell me this fucking story continues. Hold on. Oh my god, I missed all of what you said. Notice I said, hold on. Yeah, I read the hold on part, and then did you hear me say, hold on, I gotta read the story that my viewer is writing me? So, bring your story in, and then, you know. This is great. He's probably gonna say that he ran back into this lady. I hope so, or I really misread this story. But his grandfather served in the war, picked up a sword off of a Japanese soldier. Then it got passed down to the gentleman that's telling the story. But before the guy that gave him the sword, right, passed away, the guy telling the story was in the military. Met this Japanese lady, thought he was going to marry her, and she never came, and then he never saw her again. So that's the gist of what we're saying, and then it says continued. So hopefully he's typed in the rest of the story. So while we're finishing his, what was your thing? What was I holding on for? Can you guys excuse me for 1 second? I'm sorry. Alright, sorry about that. I'm back. I just had to do something real quick. Oh shit, speaking of which, I gotta take my meds. You guys made me forget. My alarm went off, but I was busy doing something. I know, to you over there, it probably looks like I'm just, like, act like I'm having a seizure or something. But there's music that I have playing on my Twitch, on my software on my PC that I'm, like, and it's like techno and shit. Yeah, but I missed everything you were saying about me. Oh, well, what did you miss, though? Where did you go? What part did you miss? What was I saying about you? Oh, that I was describing you, that, like, you were the one that got away. And that if at any moment you said, like, I'm going to come get you, we're going to go to Montana and bring Hannah with us, let's go. I would drop everything. Like, I would have been in the middle of a life. And I could have been anywhere in life if you said, hey, let's get together. That I would have. That's what I was saying. Is that what you're talking about? That was a quick recap. Oh, you say, I think he finds out later that the sword actually belonged to her grandpa or something. That would be a fucking cool twist. Wouldn't it be better if it was that and he runs into her again? Because that's how he finds out the sword is her. Oh my god, dude. This could fucking be awesome. This could be awesome. Bro, don't leave this as a fucking it's like cliffhangered. You thought, what was that 9:30? That's the next time. I take them 5 times a day. That's cute that you remember that, though. No, I take them at 9, 12, 3, 7:30 or 7:20 and 9:30. So I still have meds to take in a couple hours. All right. Hopefully we're getting this. He didn't just leave us hanging there, and then he better be typing the rest. I know he said he types slow, so this better be good. So yeah, so I'm good on my meds. I'll take them at 9:30. I have my alarm set. I need to fucking shave again though, huh? And Grizzly Adams. Fucking looking like a fucking broken old man. Oh wait, that's because I am. You like my merchandise? You like my hat? Do you want some merch? Do you want some Cutter merch? I was gonna put a merch store up by the summer, but I haven't gotten a ton of feedback yet, so I'm not gonna spend money to make money until people actually actively want it. But people have mentioned wanting hats and shirts for me, but not a lot of follow through yet, but we'll see. Maybe in the next year or so, I'll actually be popular enough that I have a regular set of people that help me keep it flowing. So we'll see. Yeah, meds. Okay, so you got it. So while we're waiting for Mr. Werewolf's response, so why don't you come over to Twitch if you have a personal computer? Because that's actually where the best of my that's where my most followers and viewership technically is. Not that I have a ton there either, of course, because I'm new and I don't know if what the hell's gonna happen. But how come you don't just go on your personal, your laptop or something and just make a quick Twitch one? You can set it to private so nobody fucking follows you and you don't do anything on it other than come to Cutter Dog's podcast or Cutter Dog's stream. And you support me on Twitch, because the more viewers I get, I can work towards a partnership, which that means I get a bigger cut of all the revenue from ads and subs and biddies and all that, which all that goes to my quality of life and the stream, because I'd like to be more of a variety thing like a GMM, but without copying anybody, or a Try Guys or something where there's more studio type stuff that we're doing. So it's a dream. I may die before any of this fucking happens, but that's the goal. So you got to help support the goal, right? I mean, I got Taya to come over from YouTube to Twitch. She was only YouTube and said she's only on YouTube, and now she supports me on both my Twitch channels just for the sole fact because she wants to support me. And that's all she does. And then I'm like, that's amazing. That's fucking cool that people would go that far. Don't give me that shit. It's got nothing to do with that. It just has to do with that people actually maybe support this channel, all fucking 6 and 4 of them. Don't give me that face. Well, I know somebody else who could make that exact same gesture if they really wanted to, which would probably be even more meaningful to me. But has been our entire life, I don't think she loves me quite as much as I love her, and it's just that little tiny bit right there that stops her from doing, well, maybe a whole lot of bit. I'm assuming that she loves me at all, so I'm sorry for the assumption. Dude, I think he hit us with the fucking cliffhanger and shit. I'm pissed. Why do I need to shut up? It's a podcast. I'm supposed to talk, right? You got to fill up the radio waves and the airwaves. So one day if somebody ever puts in this and they go, oh, what's this Cutter Dog stuff? I got to check this out. They're just going to be listening to a real dude in a fucking room just saying stuff. Oh, we got another part. We got another part. A few years later, my grandfather passed away, and I received the sword. I brought it home and put it away and forgot about it for a while. Then one day, I decided to take it out and clean it up and inspect it. While doing that, I found a crest on it, plus writing on the tang. Okay, first of all, in my circle of friends, when we talked about the tang, it meant something completely different. So I'm not 100% sure if that's what you meant to say. I'm stupid, you're mean. Okay. Everybody hates me. Just get in line. Don't worry about it. Okay, that's the first troll of the night. That's pretty good timing. Can I at least finish my story, trolls? Like, fuck. I looked up the crest, and the family it belonged to was my ex's family. I remembered the promise that I made my grandfather about the sword. Keep it in the family, never give it back, no matter the price they may offer. Continued. Oh, shit. Okay, we need to like Google search this and see what book this came out of. This is like a fucking story that should be like written and watched on fucking like Netflix or something. Oh my god, I was right. Yeah, you were right. Of course you were right. And now you're going to taunt it. Tang is the term for the part of the blade that the hilt covers. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. And I'm not laughing at the story. I'm laughing at the fact that when I looked at it, that's the first thing I thought, and I thought maybe it was an error because I'm not aware that that's what that was called or what that referred to. So it was just funny, right? So nothing in results. Look at my chat. I said it. I know you said that. I know you said that. Okay, my friend was right. She called it. She said that about the sword. I think he finds out later that the sword actually belonged to her grandpa or something. That is what my friend said, so she fucking nailed it before you even put up your story, dude. That's pretty impressive, Mrs. Fuzzball. Good job. Hey, and when you come to Twitch, know what the tang is. Oh, oh. See, I'm all confused. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But no, when you come to Twitch, you should make your Twitch handle Fuzzball. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. And then add one extra Z in there just to be different, because I'm sure there's a Fuzzball out there. And then that should be your Twitch handle. Look above the... Oh my god, what? This is why I don't like telling my stories. People think that they're made up. No, it's an amazing story, dude. I mean, I totally believe that happened, but it's crazy that it sounds like that's crazy. Like, nothing like exciting like that happens to me in my life. Look above the post. What the fuck are you talking about? No, it's amazing. No, we love it. We think it's amazing. We believe you. I'm just saying that, like, how come, like, things like out of a book don't happen to me? Well, yeah, I didn't know that made you upset. We're just, I'm just amazed at the fucking story. It's like the fact that I'm in the GGL. That's like a dream. I'm not nobody's getting upset that I'm calling the GGL a dream. So it wasn't like it's something rude. It was like, it's unbelievable how amazing this story is. I mean, it's like, if you have the stuff to back it up, you can just be like, look at the fucking sword, bitch, right here. Like, I get it. I wrote it's part of the blade. Oh, I missed that part. Yes. It is a great story. I know. This is why we have podcasts, is stories like this. Because they're amazing. They're stuff from books, but they're real life, right? You're telling a story from real life that sounds like it's coming out of a book, and that's why it's so amazing. So actually, saying that it sounds like it's something out of a book is a compliment when you think about it. Because you got to live a story that is so, like, amazing, it's like something out of a book that you only create in your imagination, and you're like, you got to live it, I'm super jealous. See? So it's like it's, what do you call it? It's a fucking a compliment. I think it's amazing. I know, we're waiting. While we're waiting, I'm going to have my, Alright, you guys want to see how you make a Reese's peanut butter cup disappear? Hell, I got a few stories that people would think were out of a book. Especially if you want to hear horror stories of me in the hospital. Those are things out of a fucking horror movie. When you saw people like strung up with fucking wires and shit coming out of their veins and their arteries and their neck and everywhere else, like that's fucking realistically what I went through. So that is absolutely something out of a horror story, so. All right, buddy, hit us with the. Are we getting the finale or are we getting a part? What are we on? Part 3? Was that part 2 or part? No, that was part 2. There's part 1. There's part 2. Yes, we're waiting on part 3. Somebody on YouTube with a fake account that said Roblox said, "I'm stupid, I hate you, and you're mean." Oh, you should have been here yesterday, Fuzzball, when we were when I was doing the podcast and we had bozos come on Kick and tell me that I should have been dead because somebody else deserved the liver because I was a drunk and I'm the one that was at fault, so I shouldn't have gotten a liver. And then they found their way into my Discord and started saying the same shit. So, oh yeah, it was an interesting podcast. You missed it. I mean, they're not wrong on some of this shit. I question sometimes why I got lucky enough. I don't question God as to why I'm alive, or like, you know, why he. I'm not questioning his methods. I'm just asking, why did I get lucky, right? You're glad you missed it? Yeah, it was horrible. But there's some truths, the things that people say, even if they're being dick rags. But yeah, they got banned and everything. But they'll make another fake account and come back around. There was already somebody in today that said that they hated me and I was mean. I didn't realize I was mean. Am I mean, people? Am I mean? I think I'm a lot better than I was. I don't think I'm mean. I think I say how it is, but I don't think I'm mean. I think I'm even less mean than when I was a drunk. No, I got mean when I was drinking. Alcohol makes you angry. Especially when you already have a disposition. I used to get so mad at video games growing up, man. Fuck, I don't know how many controllers I broke. No, you were sappy when you drank. I was that too. But I get easily irritated. But I got very sappy, and I was very sappy and very feely. Which doesn't explain why when I was completely sober at the time... Oh, you know what? To be fair, I don't know. I think I was on a hangover, honestly. See, I wish you would have been able... I think that's the thing I regret the most with this friend of mine, Fuzzball, is that she's... of all the romantic stuff that happened between us throughout our relationship or years together, if I hadn't been drinking, I think I could have fucking made... I think things could have gone in a completely different way. But you'll never get to, like... I wish you would have got to know the sober me. Like, okay, people, like, it's not going to say anything. Like, I did kiss this person. I mean, we're human beings, right? We liked each other, but... like, you'll never really get to, like, have kissed me sober. Well, me sober. A sober me, yeah, there we go. Let me say that right. I wish you could have been able to kiss a sober me, right? That would have been a lot better. That's what I meant. I don't know, I'm starting to worry that we may not get a part 3 again. He's just typing. Yeah, probably. He's like... probably type into the character limit. It's like, you're only allowed 600 characters. He's like, I'm going to fill every last one of these up. We want everything. So, anyway. But that is my penance, is that I have to live with things I can never fix that I should fix. Or that, I can't change things that I think I could have if I wasn't drinking. I might have finished school. I would have hopefully gotten the girl that I wanted. The girl had the good life. Maybe not the perfect life, but like a good life. I might have finished sports med and we would have been on the sports. I mean, maybe I would have finished the book that I've been wanting to write forever, but everything just maybe I would have learned the guitar. I took a guitar class in college to start learning guitar, but I wanted to drink instead, and I never fucking learned how to play it. And to this day, I only know a few chords, and I know part of, like, one song by Poison, and that's it. So it sucks. So those are things that I don't get to go back and fix. Oh, all right. All right. Let me see what you got to say. You can still write a book and learn guitar. I don't know. I'm trying to, I don't know. I could probably write a book by now, but we'll see. But we got part 3, so anyway, fast forward to 2018. Out of the blue, I get contacted by a young woman. Oh, it's the song. I'm like, why am I hearing somebody? Long story short, okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, fast forward to 2018. Out of the blue, I get contacted by a young woman who claimed to be my daughter. Oh, shit. Long story short, she really was my daughter, but my ex. I'm sorry, what? Oh, by my ex. Okay, oh, God, I almost read that completely wrong. I almost completely read that wrong. I read it as she was my daughter, but my ex. I'm like, what the fuck did I miss? Okay, I read that wrong, guys. Sorry. Long story short, she really was my daughter by my ex. So this is his daughter with that he had with his ex. Got you. We got to know each other via emails and calls. She was eventually was able to come to the U.S. to visit me. When she did, I showed her the sword and told her its story. She then told me the other side of the story. Turns out the dead officer was her mom's grandfather's brother. They thought the sword had been lost. Dude, get the fuck out of here. That is amazing. You know what? That's as amazing as the fucking troll that wants me to follow him to Discord for 1,000 viewers over on Kick. Holy shit, that's amazing. Dude, no shit. This story is fucking amazing, man. Dude, that's crazy. Dude, we gotta write this. Dude, let's write this fucking story right here. We're gonna write this fucking story. I'm gonna write this story for you. Right? You get producer credits. I will write it. We'll write the story about this. Is a fucking story, man. Yeah, dude, absolutely. I'm being told to make sure that we thank you for fucking sharing that story. Because that's amazing to even share that. That's personal. But, you know, of course, everything is safe here on the podcast. But those are the fucking stories that I want to hear on here, right? It doesn't always have to be all my stories because, you know, my stories always are fucking not the greatest. So, yeah, dude, that's amazing. So you have the sword of her dead mom's grandfather's brother. And they thought they lost the sword, and you're sitting there with this fucking sword. Like, this is insane. So I gave her the sword, and in doing so, I kept my promise to my grandfather by keeping it in the family, and was able to return it to the family it belonged originally. Okay. That's crazy. Dude, you need to, like, somebody copy all that. We need to reread this, like, in some of the other podcasts I do. Like, that's crazy. That's amazing. That's awesome. You're having little hearts sent your way, a bunch of hearts everywhere, because she loved the story, and I loved the story, and it was pretty fucking amazing. I mean, that's fucking cool, though. So now they've got the sword back in their family. You got your daughter in your family now, right? Like, dude, that's like that's something we need to write a fucking Hollywood story. If you're down, dude, we will put together a fucking we'll put together something and we'll fucking push it and be like, this needs to be told. Maybe a 2-hour movie on fucking like Netflix. Or you can fucking Hollywood it up and put it into theaters, but this is a great fucking story. This is like, you know, when it's all superhero movies and horror movies and kiddie movies, you got to have that one good solid drama that comes in, right? And so they got to come in with this one right here. You got to call it like The Sword and the Daughter, or like, you know, like something like crazy. And then tell this story, and then like do the fucking fight, you know, at the beginning to show us like what had happened, and then it tells the story. Like, hell yeah. He's like, no, I'm fine telling it here. Well, fuck, there goes my shot at being a fucking Hollywood, you know, writer. Great. Thanks for that buzzkill, buddy. But no, that's amazing, dude. That's a really good story. So do you now like constantly talk to your daughter now? Like, is she like a big part of your life, or was it like, thanks for the sword, peace out? Oh man. Oh man. Man. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Thanks for sharing, man. I mean, I don't really know how you follow that. Other than, but we still talk a lot, but she lives in Japan. Oh, okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense because you were right. You met her through the military, right? So, well, that's good. You get to. Have you tried to plan like maybe going out there and taking a trip to her, or is it just kind of like your relationship works with you guys just texting once in a while and checking in on each other? I mean, either way, that's fucking amazing, right? You got your daughter back in your life. They got their sword back in their family. Like that's like a story to be told in Hollywood, man. Fuck. Sorry, I'm just stretching my back so fucking. Oh no, it's fine. Never mind. Sorry. My back is fine. Definitely doesn't need the doctor. No, I was talking about my daughter. I'll talk to her mom. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That you have a relationship. Like, is your relationship where like you plan out to go see her and stuff like that, or do you guys just are you guys just comfortable with the texting and talking at a distance? Like, yeah, your daughter lives in Japan, right? That's what you're talking about. That's what I thought. So you still talk to your daughter. That's yeah, and that's what I was saying. That's a good thing. Well, shit. I don't know how you follow that. Other than like, what is that Truman Show? What is it? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And in case I don't see you, have a good night or something like that. And the Truman Show, great movie by the way. I thought you meant her mom when you said army. No. I just know you said something about you being in the army. I was just kind of rambling a bunch of things together, so I'm sorry for that. But yeah, I understand that it's your daughter in Japan. So I was wondering if you were planning on ever taking a trip out there to see her or spend time with her or have her come out here, or is your relationship just she's got her life out there, you've got yours, and you guys just stay in contact? Sorry, I'm listening to music. All right. Oh, yeah. Well, shit. That was perfect. That made for an amazing podcast. And I think that's like, I don't know how to follow that story with anything other than like, bye bye. No. So I think we're going to just rate out. I think that's going to be it for me, except for I'm probably going to switch over to Cutter Dog 52 and play maybe some Rivals, maybe some Division, maybe some Once Human. But maybe we'll start out with some Rivals. I don't know. We'll see. I got to get some more practice in on that anyway, so. Let's see who we can rate out real quick here on Twitch. Oh, I haven't seen her in a minute. I was just thinking about her. So we're gonna rate out Ember Rose over there doing some cozy Disney Dreamlight Valley. So if you guys like cozy games, here we go. I know over here there on YouTube, you're not gonna come with. You don't raid on YouTube. It's only on Twitch. So thanks, guys. Hey, Werewolf, thanks for the story. Sorry if you mistook my compliment, but it's just an amazing story that should be turned into a. Maybe I should have told it that way. Like, that story is so awesome, it should be told into a Hollywood story because it plays like a book. It's amazing. So thank you for sharing that. Bye, Fuzzball on YouTube. But if you want to come over, I'll be back on YouTube in a little bit because I'm going to go play on my gaming channel. So anyway, let's raid out Ember Rose, and then I'll be around. I'll be back. Hell yeah. Thanks, everybody. I guess we'll kill Kick in YouTube also.